Really cool.
Thank you.
We're live, guys, by the way, before I forget to tell y'all. It looks really good.
What order are we going in?
Who's that?
That's you, Ethan.
You. I think Alan already put together some stuff. What was the order that you picked, Alan?
We went with the order that you had made, which is the most organic. We can go from the circle to Tesla's autopilot crashes to the human monkey embryos to SCOTUS hearing gun loss.
So everybody else gets to pick, but when I am, I don't.
Oh, no. It was just because you were making dinner, and he was like, "I need to put an order."
Yeah. Are you okay with that order?
He just needs.
Ethan, hey, baby, look at me, baby. Ethan,
No,
hey.
that's fine.
Is that order okay to you?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. What's our intro order?
That's not the intro. So that's fine. We do that the intro.
That is the intro?
So, yeah.
So I'm first?
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
See.
Yo, I was so mad because Saturday morning I was loading up the car. Oh, thank you for the lurk, the chummy.
Woo!
And I got everything in. I was like, okay, that should be it. And we get gas, we head out on 35 and we're going. And about 3 hours in, I'm like, fuck, I left my makeup bag.
Oh no!
Oh no!
That is the fucking worst. I'm so sorry.
I thought you didn't realize until you went to put it on Saturday morning or when we got there.
No, I think I realized it on the way up or once we got there, but it was fine anyways because Sunday it was so hot. Thank God I didn't wear makeup.
Rip off.
How hot was it?
And I had curled my hair. It took 3 hours to curl my hair. I woke up at 7:30. I was done by 10:30.
Jesus.
And it still looked like this. It fell immediately.
Breakfast time came and went so quickly. Because there's the duties across the street, so it's oh, she'll do her hair and then we'll go grab it. No, never mind.
That sucks. I'm so sorry. That's always
Yeah,
that. What do you mean, poor Keelan? All the fucking time. Did it even work?
I corrected myself, but I had food in my mouth. I said, "Poor Ethan doesn't get food." Wait, no, poor both of y'all.
Right.
That must suck.
Just calm down, Joy Bayhart. All right, calm down, level.
Me?
We were both looking at the box of cosmic brownies on the shelf, and we were like, "We have to be adults. We cannot have brownies for breakfast."
You totally can.
I tried so hard.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg starts her day with not Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It's wrong person.
She starts her day with dirt.
Shut your mouth. That is a dark joke. No. Nancy Pelosi starts her day with chocolate ice cream.
Oh, I thought it was the blood of the youth.
That's actually true.
No, that's what she bathes in.
Right.
So mean. So she's like a Victorian vampire.
I believe it.
Woohoo, Ryzen! Hello.
Ryzen!
Hi, Ryzen!
My favorite bro.
I'm so excited to talk about the circle.
Oh my god. We finished it Saturday night.
Yes. We started a new show. I was going to tell you guys probably be interested in it, called Shadow and Bone.
Yeah, we saw it on Netflix, right? Or was it on
Netflix, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shadow and Bone?
Yeah.
Alan just corrected me and he yelled at me. I don't know what he said, but Fang and
Shadow
Bone?
and Bone?
Something like that.
Shag and Bone?
Shag
Yeah.
and Bone.
That's what Alan was really watching.
Was it good?
Yeah, no, we're 3 to 4 episodes in, and I just love the world that this author. It's a book. It's a book series, which I'm gonna have to read now. But basically, what happened was, in this world, there's something called Grisha, which is like magic, people with magical capabilities. So like, you don't know what your ability is, and you basically just figure it out, you know, when you're tested at a young age. Well, there was this one advisor to the king who was a Grisha. He ended up, he was a, what is it called? A shadow Grisha, where he can bring darkness. And he did something, we're still unclear on the details. He did something and it created something called the Fold. And the Fold was like situated between the one city or one kingdom and one city, and they have to cross through the Fold to get to the other side. And there's like these crazy ass monsters in the Fold. It is nuts.
Yeah.
But it's about one girl, one guy. Girl's name's Alina, guy's name's Mal, and he's trying. They're she's never been tested, and she ends up finding out through a trip through the Fold that she's a sun summoner, which means that she can burst through the Fold with light. So now she's very valuable to a lot of different people, and she's in the king's hands right now.
Okay.
That's like
It's
the
good.
first. That's like the first 2 episodes. It's really good.
So back on the anime train.
All
One
right.
thing that I picked back up is Black Clover. I don't know if you ever seen that one.
I haven't.
I haven't seen it.
It follows like kind of like what you're talking about. So mostly everybody is born with some form of magic,
Mhm.
and then when you kind of come of age, they take you to the temple, right? And your grimoire, which is like your book that you carry, chooses you. So like
Oh.
the grimoires come down and like kind of choose people. And the 2 main characters, one has a 4-leaf grimoire, which is only one has ever existed, and that was the original Wizard King that had it. And then the other one gets a 5-leaf grimoire, which is actually like anti-magic grimoire. So then now they're on a life battle to be the Wizard King, and yeah,
That sounds good. I'm interested.
That sounds
It's on
really good.
yeah. You can catch up on Hulu. It's on Toonami, like on TV right now, so you can watch it on live Hulu.
That's pretty cool. All right. Are you guys ready to start?
Yeah. Here, I turn my AC off.
The topics we discuss are many.
No story too bold to talk about.
Strictly our own opinions.
But they are opinions from people like you.
Welcome to the NAKE'd Podcast.
Hey y'all, it's Keelan, and today I have fully realized the term pillow turn off for my computer, or pillow reset is what I called it. You know how when you smother somebody with a pillow? That's what I do with my computer when it's frozen. Gotta smother it, turn it off.
Yeah, but pillow reset is a lot funner to say.
I really derailed the whole intro. Hey everybody, it's me, Ethan. Let's do this. Let's start the show.
Just living the dream today, guys. That's NJ.
I totally skipped all of y'all. I was like, let's just start the show, but we're good.
Speaking of shows, oh my god!
Oh my god.
Yeah. Keelan has kind of put a gun to my head and made me watch some of the new season of The Circle. I mean, like season 1, Shuby was my boy,
Jimmy
right?
is definitely my boy. And
But this season, it's like, I don't know, there's a lot of annoying personalities to me. And it's been a kind of a turnoff. Like you can see that they've tried to check some boxes with the personalities, but there's not, I haven't felt like a genuine person. I mean, what's the new guy's name? Mitchell.
Yeah.
He's probably like somewhat genuine, but
He's
that's
kind of like a
about it.
Joey, but not Joey.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really interesting how it was his brother and mother that were on the same profile from the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they were the last people, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but everybody this season, they're very loud, they're very expressive, very, oh my God, which is great. You know, that's good energy for a show. But at the same time, we also watch it right before bed. So it just feels like people are yelling at us while we're trying to sleep. Like, shut the fuck up.
But also, it's like currently everybody has the same personality, more or less. And there's
Very
a lot of fakes currently.
Oh my God. Let's just get into it. Keelan,
Yeah.
let's just talk about Alicia and Savannah's drama.
Oh my God. Okay. I was totally team Savannah because Alicia did not have to go after her like that. Because Savannah made she was trying to make a strategic choice. She knew she didn't want to really keep Chloe, but she had no problem keeping Chloe at the same time because she was girl gang. Even though she didn't save her from blocking, she wasn't going to put her up for elimination.
Mm-hmm. She wanted to talk about it.
She did. And go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I just think, okay, so what happened is all the girls, they create this girl chat, right? Which right off the bat is a recipe for a drama. Like, they create a girl chat, hashtag girl gang, and Savannah and Chloe, oh, no, it wasn't Chloe, it was Alicia, were influencers. And, you know, like, at first I was just like, well, like, why wouldn't Chloe be the number one person that you say we're keeping this person if you made this like pledge to keep them, right? Like, it's one thing about Courtney, but it's a whole other thing when it came time to save a girl. But then Alicia had to come and like basically put Savannah on the chopping block because they're trying to come across as like, oh, we made this decision together and it was hard. And Alicia threw the sus on Savannah that she got rid of this person like already. But let me tell you something. I was not sad to see any of those bitches go. I wasn't.
Yeah.
Not in the least.
You weren't upset to see Alicia go?
No, fuck both of them. Messy.
Well,
I don't think Savannah would have held on to it
we're not
like
going to get to stay
Alicia
much,
did.
Alan.
What's up?
I said, Alan, we're
it
just
feel?
chill back. Just kick back and relax, Alan. It's cool.
Yeah. I already had my like mic muted throughout like the first portion of the podcast.
let the girl gang do their thing.
All right.
But I don't think Savannah would have held on to it like Alicia did. Like once Alicia if Alicia had gone out before her, she would have just let it go and kept playing the game.
Alicia kept having to like revisit it a lot.
Yeah.
I can say, so Courtney, right? The guy Courtney.
Mm-hmm.
So when he first came on, I was like, I'm not going to like his gameplay. Like, I already know. I can already tell. And right as soon as he got the chance, he just like twisted everybody. Like, he used everything he can to throw shade or drama into the mix.
I love the inner
Joker.
circle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love that addition this season.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was crazy. I really hope we get to see the Joker again. Like, it'll be interesting. But he did it so well, though. Just playing as Emily, turning it around on Chloe and Alicia. Like, he did that really well.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree.
But he didn't, because when they started talking about it in the morning after, and he was just like, oh, I'm gonna move past it. That's what started people getting sus on him. Or Mitchell was the one who caught on to it.
I have a question, guys. Do you think the game Among Us help these people in the circle suss out the imposter?
I mean, it definitely gave people better strategies. Like in the first one, you had some people trying to lie, some people trying to play the game straight. It seems this one, a lot more people went in with the mentality to try to trick people. Yeah, like this season feels a lot more deceitful than the first season.
Oh
which
yeah.
you expect deceit in a game like this, but if everybody's being deceitful, then it's just super easy to catch people on lies, right?
Yeah, like it definitely didn't help Jack, the person who was playing Emily this past
Yeah.
series
The
season.
makeup
Like,
really
yeah,
fucked him up.
no,
It
it really
did.
did. Like, if you have to prepare for that kind of stuff, you can't just go in and thinking like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna fucking school this.
Like
Nah.
So like the
Jalissa
chick,
and Trevor,
Mhm.
that's
she
what I was
had
gonna say. She pulls out that notebook and she's like, yeah, football, baseball players right here, bam, bam, bam. Like she has detailed notes
Mhm.
because if I remember right, Trevor's her husband, right?
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she like sat down and wrote detailed notes, and I think he's just kind of winging it. Like when they said name 5 makeups, come on, I could get 5 out, right?
You're like, I can scrounge
Right,
up some
go.
names.
Go.
Like I said, so first off, pick a celebrity, right? Kylie Jenner is
Mhm.
huge, right? Pick a
Yeah.
YouTube makeup person, Jeffree
Jeffree
Star,
Star.
some right, MAC, Maybelline, CoverGirl, bam, there's your 5.
Yeah, there you go.
Come on,
That's all you
guys.
have to do, dude. Like,
Just go off
I-
commercials of TV and internet.
but that's the problem. This guy was young. He
Yeah.
never experienced commercials the way we did.
Right?
Well, then, but also he played Emily so submissive, and I think that also was his downfall. Like,
Mhm.
you know, like he wanted to be like, oh, this sweet little girl, but in actuality, it just came across as like having no backbone.
Mhm.
So
some
the
areas.
I'm gonna
British
be
chick
friends
is
with
Chloe, right?
everybody.
Yeah, Chloe.
Yeah,
Chloe.
Emily should have her type of personality.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
boy crazy.
Well, not
That's
even boy crazy, but kind of like the fierce comeback, can be girly, but also claw your eyes out.
oh no.
Oh no, Ryzen. Please don't tell me it is what I think it is. But I hope
I wanna
today
know,
seems
Ryzen.
better.
Did you
either
quit?
system rebuild, virus vulnerability tests, or rebuild the database, because that sucks. I hate
Part of me
rebuilding databases.
wonders how the circle works.
Mhm.
Like when they're like, show me the emojis and do the one with like the little guy. You like they make those I guess like suggestions and phrases to the circle. So I'm wondering if somebody's actually like on it, right? Like, is
I
there
seriously
some-
think I was telling Keelan that I think that I was like, they have to have somebody there typing.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Like, how can they have an entire building and only be using one whole side? Like, the other side definitely is storing all their computer stuff, all their production stuff, all the video feeds, and this like person walking back
They
and forth
probably
controlling
have
shit.
like a 3-man crew for each person, so that it got
Mhm.
like all the cameras, all just the lighting, keeping everything the same.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's the other thing when they go up to like the influencer chat. Like, how do they make sure those two people don't come out of their apartment at the exact same time, or when they
They
put
probably
something
have-
outside or go to pick something up?
Mm-hmm.
they probably have handlers. Like people are like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
you go down here, and they go up with them probably.
Good. So, quick question: have either of y'all seen Too Hot to Handle, which Chloe
Mm-mm.
was originally on?
Oh, that's the dating one where you don't do anything, right? And if you do, you lose money. The Netflix series, or am I thinking of something completely different?
No, I thought it was just the Netflix series where they just put a bunch of hot people on an island and let them bang it out.
That's Love Island.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Love Island. My bad. I don't know Too Hot to
Let 'em
Handle.
Bang it out.
No, I probably heard the show in passing, but I couldn't have told you. I can't even.
Have you ever heard of a show called Next? That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
quality TV.
Yes.
I love it whenever they fall off the bus in their first impression. Next! Can we please bring that back?
Yes. Also, Ryzen, dude, that
I love Green
sucks.
Riders.
He has to run cables today.
Mm.
So what do
But,
you
I
all
mean-
think about the river? About the river?
The Good Charlotte song? Great song.
No.
No, I don't. I just don't get I don't know what he's going for,
Mhm.
right? Because the guy's kind of older, playing a very young person. So you do have a disconnect of lingo and
Just
that.
for the hashtag, just for the fun.
Yeah, and so I'm surprised nobody's really sussed him out any better. But the one that's really like, I think the ballsiest person is the person that's playing Lance Bass.
Yeah, his
Seriously, like
assistant. Yeah.
that was a reach. That was a reach. I didn't believe it for a second. Like nobody else did.
I think it's really cool that it's his assistant though, and the way that Kat caught her, I think she could have played that so much better. Like, oh, I don't remember that outfit, but you know, if I did and I still have it, it's probably at my sister's. Like, she could have worded that so much better to help her game.
And also,
like, do you know how many outfits I wore on how many tours? You know, like there were so many. Like, you would think that Lance Bass would come back a little snappy. Like, girl, come on.
Right.
Also, whenever they asked him, like, what are you doing here? Like, what are you gonna do for the money? And they're like, that joke back was like not well received. I honestly, I was very surprised that Lance lasted as long as he did.
Yeah. Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see how he and, you said his name is Jake, they play as their new person.
Jack. Who
Jack.
the hell is this guy?
There you go, Jack.
Right.
Right.
Jack. Yeah, it was Jack. I'm interested to see that. So who do we have left? We have River, which you're right. Like, I'm not really sure what his end game is. He cries every time somebody goes home, which is sweet.
I don't feel like I've really seen a lot of River. I've seen a lot of Lee, but I haven't seen a lot of River. I don't know.
Yeah.
He keeps saying he has these people back, but I don't see these. They're not showing us those conversations. So I just I'm really confused.
I definitely like River more than Courtney.
I think Courtney was hella loyal, like, to Savannah.
Oh,
like, Trevor was, or not Trevor, Chloe was just like, okay, fine, whatever. And Courtney took that to like heart, which I appreciated, but I think he let the revenge of it all like interfere with him big time. Big time. And then who else? Oh, Kat, the volleyball player.
I love Kat.
I love her. She's so. When
She's
when she was like freaking out on the couch, like, I love this. I was like, yes, that's the energy I need. I love this season of The Circle. It's so spicy.
Oh my god, there's so much shade. And like they definitely amped up the drama on this season. So I'm interested to see where else it goes. Who are y'all's picks to win at this point?
None of them. I hope somebody comes in like the last person and win. I hope they bring back Joey and let him win.
I'd like to see Joey come back. No, I think it's gonna either be Courtney or, I'll be honest, Trevor. Like, she seems like the person that's acting Trevor. I forgot her name already. She's doing a great job at playing everyone, and she's keeping up. Like, everything.
She came in to play the game, though. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she writes everything down. She has notes on everybody. Like, she pays attention. She manipulates little bits of conversation to get tidbits out. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's playing really close to the truth. Like, the best lie starts with the truth, right? Like, we all know the saying. We all understand that, and we've all played deceit games. Like, when you're lying, you started off a truth and you take a left turn.
The biggest sus she's brought on herself was winning that makeup challenge. Like, a guy wouldn't have been that good at it. But that's really the only sus. And the only thing she could do to turn that around would be like, oh, well, I have a sister and she's taught me so that I can help teach my little girl, or, you know, something like that.
Exactly.
I bet Alan could outmakeup both of y'all.
Nah, that's not true.
We're gonna put this to the test. You're
No.
gonna be my makeup.
God, no.
Yeah, you do hers. I'll do
No.
yours. See how it turns out.
Okay.
I would love it.
Oh no. Oh no.
Next podcast.
Um, I mean, okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do before we move on to the next topic.
Set a goal.
Exactly. How many official millennials? How many follows do we have right now?
279. So if
279?
we get
300?
21 more follows, 300. Yeah.
300. We get to 300.
So 500 is a good goal.
500 is a
500?
good goal. Yeah.
I love
Sure.
it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 500. All right. I'll set it up for next
Well,
stream.
if we set it low, we can do it sooner.
I might need a little time to practice.
Hey, that's cheating.
Nope, no practice. And I will be sure to try to not do my makeup in front of you until that.
No, we got to rephrase that, NJ. It's not makeup on Peach and Grace.
Oh, Stubborn's not hosting us.
It's-
Thank you.
They do makeup. Who's hosting us?
Stubborn Quan.
Whoa!
One.
He came to host us with one view. Thank you for that host, bro. Appreciate you.
One's the best.
Yeah.
I love his emotes.
It
No.
is.
Oh, they're
Emotes
great.
are
Yeah,
great.
yeah, they're great. But you know what's not great?
What's not great?
Tesla's crashing on their own. So we've all heard it like before, where there was this Tesla that was chopped in half because the driver was asleep. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, the driver was asleep behind the wheel after watching a movie, and it didn't see an 18-wheeler come on the road a couple of years ago. I think that was like 2014, 2016. And we had that really bad crash over in Houston. I think it left one person dead, and the fire blazed on for like 12 hours. Like 30,000 gallons of water were wasted trying to put this car out because of the batteries. Like the batteries kept reigniting themselves, and well, fire department couldn't do anything about it. They just had to stay there. But it's brought a lot of question to how safe these vehicles are when they crash. Granted, we have autopilot technology, they have lane correction assistant, they have like cruise control, you know, everything you can imagine you can put under this car. But it's
So-
really easy to trick the autopilot system. What were we gonna say?
But then again, I mean, how many? So, like the crash you're talking about, what happened?
Yeah, what caused it? That's what I want to know.
Oh, here, let me pull it up.
Was it somebody not paying attention while they're driving? It was like, no, it's the car's fault.
No. Here, let me
Like,
let me pull it
if
up.
we haven't learned anything, it's
Tesla
like, don't just
crash.
put your car in. You can't just put your car in drive and hop in the back seat and take a nap.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
is
no, I
Autopilot
agree.
for?
So autopilot is meant the Tesla autopilot system is meant for you to sit behind the driver's wheel, allow the vehicle to drive by itself. It will use every feature it has to try to stay in the lane. It follows GPS. It has cameras all over, and it knows how to detect the speed for the road. So it's pretty self-functioning. But the only thing the driver has to do is sit there and adjust whenever needed. There are roads that don't have lines. We all know this. We've all experienced country roads. So
Take me
that's
home.
country road.
And I mean, also, it's like, how many wrecks does the average vehicle have compared to a Tesla per year? I mean, even
that you're right.
Even if you have, we only hear about 1 or 2 bad Tesla accidents a year. I mean, but
Mhm.
how many Chevy Equinoxes have run over kids this year? You know?
Oh, several. Yeah, no, I agree. Well, not several as to how many kids. The severity in accidents is pretty high compared to Tesla.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
But what's interesting is that according to Houston's like news source, they say that the investigators are 100% certain that nobody was in the driver's seat at the time of the crash.
And autopilot
before
was
the-
not enabled.
Yeah, and apparently like Teslas have like a black box like a plane has, but it's an SD card. They weren't able to recover that SD card to find out exactly what happened. So why wasn't anybody in the driver's seat? Like according to like what you said, like it sounds like you have to be
Mhm.
in a position to take over if needed. So I don't know.
Yeah. There is a way to trick the system into making believe that someone's sitting there, and that's by adding a weight to the fucking seat.
Then how is it the car's fault if
Exactly.
somebody
Exactly.
how can you blame a Tesla because somebody was stupid and they tricked their car to drive on its own? I mean,
Ryzen,
Yeah.
I agree with you there. You know, you don't use water to put out an electrical fire. I
It's
completely
salt,
agree with
right?
you. Huh? Salt.
you use salt. Yeah.
Salt and a special blanket that doesn't burn when it comes to electrical fires. It's something weird. But they had to continuously douse it because it kept catching fire. Like it literally stayed fire like for almost 24 hours.
Well, at least
Or
you know
however.
the Tesla won't burn down to the ground right away.
Right?
This is a great ad to go buy a Tesla. Look.
Mhm.
Elon Musk, please sponsor us.
Right. I will have Tesla panels on the house. I have the Tesla sitting in the front. I have the
Oh,
Tesla
definitely.
battery pack.
Me too. Let's go. So the vehicle in question was a 2019 Model S. So it was their sports version of the vehicle. It was the most expensive one.
Super nice.
Yeah.
So it's more expensive than a Roadster?
The Roadster is the Model S? No, hold on.
No, it's a Tesla Roadster.
Model S. Yeah, you're right. No. It's the sedan version of the Roadster. There we go. The two men who died were 59 and 60. One was in the front passenger seat, the other one was in the rear seat.
They probably went, hey, look, bro, my car can drive itself, and fucking did something stupid and the car crashed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically, I'm not drinking and driving. I'm not driving.
Exactly.
I can see somebody from Houston saying that. Okay, just say.
I mean, I'm sorry that they died, but come on, people. This is still new technology. It's like not like the whole Tesla Autopilot where everyone's like, my car will drive itself. We can't get to that point to where the roads are ready and everybody's driving that style of vehicle so that they can all communicate to each other.
Mm-hmm. So
Because that's Tesla's next big thing is that they are working on the cars communicating with each other to make it better.
I see way too many vulnerabilities in wireless communication between vehicles. I mean, as it is, you could take like a 2019 Jeep, whatever model, and you can hack into it remotely from your home as long as it has like a wireless signal nearby. Like that shit's possible. I've seen it done. But
So if you see some cuties in the car next, you can hack in and holler at some bitches.
yeah.
Hey.
So
Back when my day, we just wrote it on a sign and held it up to the window
yep.
Or moon them.
or move them. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Ethan will probably moon him.
Done it before. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've also picked up chicks by holding up a sign in the window that said text me. And yeah, we got the text. Hey.
Nice. Most regrets start with, hey bro, watch this. So, hey bro, watch this. Now that the accident happened and the investigation is currently ongoing with Tesla, and when the national something, hold on, the name was right here, NTSB, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, they're currently doing their investigation. The House actually wants to put on further regulations on Tesla as to what they're trying to use. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Like,
Oh, why?
the investigation isn't even done yet, and everyone over, like, in the House, like all the representatives, are worried about safety with the vehicle.
It's just another way for them to get control of something.
Mm-hmm.
Power.
There's-
That's all those
there's-
people crave.
There's
Mm-hmm.
bigger fish to fry here.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
a pretty
like
good segue right there.
The $10 trillion that they're trying to spend that will crash our economy.
Or the, what was it? 36.9 million plan for families, the family plan,
Mm-hmm.
tax the rich, capital, or is it capital tax? Is that what
Capital
it's called?
gains
Yeah,
tax.
the capital gains tax.
Which is the worst idea ever.
It
Because
only-
if
Mhm.
you tax, so like say you take all of Elon Musk's money,
Mm-hmm.
all of Jeff Bezos, all of the top 1%, you're still only at like $6 or $7 trillion. And then on top of it, the accumulative total of the spending bills that they between the infrastructure and all the other ones that they're trying to roll out is around 10 trillion.
Wow.
Jesus.
So
Wow.
how is taxing the people like so we're gonna get to the point where nobody lets us borrow money anymore. And we already are taxed every dollar we spend, we're taxed like 2 or 3 times on.
Mhm.
I don't know too much about it. I kind of saw something about it today.
Yeah, we saw a quick video about it that it pretty much explains who exactly it's targeting. It's targeting people like who earn more than $1 million off of their investments. But you're right. The government needs to pull some spending back. Like if you want to try to build a new system to help everyone, you need to pull back. That's just how much. That's just some of
Yeah,
what you're
'cause
spending. You
there's-
can't just imaginary pull money out of your ass.
Well, like the infrastructure bill was like around 3 trillion, and
Mhm.
only like half a bit or what, like 500 billion of it is going towards roads. The rest is just getting spent elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have them. The next plan is to put a bunch of money into the Obamacare setup
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
to give.
Affordable Care Act.
Yeah, and then they got another spending bill that would they're trying to give free or daycare to everybody.
Hey, no,
Which
dude,
that's a whole
daycare's fucking expensive.
no. I totally get that, but from seeing how the government has handled our school system, do you really want them to handle our daycare also? Like
Okay, so if it's
personally,
I would rather San Antonio take care of it because pre-K for
and we
SA
do.
is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let local programs take care of it. I don't think
Mhm.
we need a federal daycare program.
Yeah.
Like here,
I
we
agree.
voted and we worked out the pre-K for SA, and I think it's worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, when's election day? May 1st, right?
Yeah, May 1st.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to go, but you know what's gonna no, that's not true.
Well,
Mhm.
going back to technology, technology at Tesla, I'll be really interested to see like the outcome of the investigation and everything. But I think like automatically blaming, oh man, I have a perfect segue for Ethan's topic here, but I'm going to go the other direction. I think with technology, a lot of it's just like, okay, this is a good technology. It's still in development. And other technology kind of has a Jurassic Park vibe to it, right? Like
Mhm.
just because we should, does it mean we can? And we've seen that a lot with recently U.S. and Chinese scientists have developed a monkey embryo with human stem cells injected in it. Supposedly, this study is supposed to, they only let the embryo age to 20 days. So there's no nervous system and it's not implanted into a monkey uterus. And there's no plans for that. But basically what they want to do is it's going to help advance the study to manufacture organs in sheep and pigs for humans. So this study will help them understand what the reaction is. And let me tell you, my first reaction after hearing this was like, absolutely not. This is Planet of the Apes, like about to happen, and I don't want it to happen. But I do think that I do think that the ultimate goal is to further along our research and Ryzen, me as a non-American listening to US politics
Jeez.
now.
Pixel Bob.
So I'll pass the question off to you guys. What do you think about this?
COVID. All I gotta say, one of the leading theories that COVID rose from a Chinese lab that was doing gain of function research, and it accidentally leaked out. And look where we are now. Do we really want to keep trying to play God? What's the benefit? Really? Vanity, just so that you could live a little bit longer. I don't know. I think it's just crossing a moral line, and I can't get behind it.
I
I
see
can
that.
agree with that.
Planet of the Apes all over again.
I mean, NJ said it best. Just because we should doesn't mean we can.
Yeah.
Or wait, that didn't sound right. Just because we can doesn't mean
No,
we
you were
should.
right.
There we go. What was I?
It was the same,
Oh,
but
yeah.
different.
Yeah, same. Just because we should doesn't mean we can.
Hello to Thunderhead. Yeah, right. And that was kind of my thought process too. Like, we have basically what they created was a chimera. And we've created chimeras in the past before, like scientists have. We've cloned sheep before and pigs, and there was even a successful embryo grown, and there was actually twins in a lab in China.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, like, on a moral scale, like, to me, that's a line you don't cross.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I'm not a scientist that devoted my whole life's work to this, you know, to making human life easier and making sure transplant lists are not as dire, or, you know, they don't have the ability to get an organ that they need just because, you know, their body didn't create enough something, you know, like, who am I to decide that too? So I feel conflicted.
So I can be sassy and be like, well, at least this will. So if they start doing this, would that shut down their concentration camps where they're harvesting organs?
You mean
In China?
the
Yeah,
Uyghur Muslims?
yeah, where they
Uyghur-
filmed Mulan, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't hear about that.
It's
So they're
believed that
farming
that's,
organs?
it's believed that that's what they're doing. There's no, and
No,
all
that
satellite
is
images
what they're
is
doing.
outdated, and they can't fly satellites over, or else it's like it'll spark outrage. It's a big thing.
So what are they
Big
hiding?
international.
If they're going through that much to cover it up, that just proves that it's correct.
Well, you know that we don't even know what happened to the twins that were born. Like NJ said
No.
that the Chinese said that they were able to successfully grow twins.
I
They
think
don't
the last
exist.
time we heard about them, I think they were like 8 years old. And they would be, I think, about 12 or 15 now.
Mm-hmm.
And they have no idea where they're at, if they're still alive. Which is crazy to me. Like, I don't know, like, science is awesome. I love science, but there's like that scary experiment science that feels a little too Frankenstein for me, and I personally can't get behind it.
Yeah, there's a certain line that you don't cross, and I think this is definitely crossing it.
The beginning of a bad sci-fi book.
Ooh, an exact organ clone?
I mean,
That sounds
but
pretty cool.
why would you? So, I mean, just throw it out there. If, say, you get colon cancer, right?
Mhm.
Why would you want to clone your colon? Because you already know it's prone to cancer. So, I mean, that seems a little weird.
We just need pain nanites. That's all we need.
I've never gotten behind the, you know, DNA splicing or the stitchers, or I don't get. I think we're trying to play God, and that can only end in one way.
It's like the movie Gattaca.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna build all this
Great movie.
prejudice towards people who are impure, and I'm not aboard. I'm not
Authentically
about
born.
that. Yeah, authentically born. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Crazy stuff. I mean, it's not the craziest thing in the news, but
Mm-mm.
you know, that is something interesting to talk about. Definitely. I'll be keeping my eye on that. I'll give you guys updates as I find them. I have a Google alert and everything.
Nice. You know what is crazy in the news though?
Hmm.
SCOTUS hearing gun laws right now.
I know they've denied like every other appeal since like 2008 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I guess there's a lot going on, and Judge Clarence Thomas was one of the big backers. Like, he's outspoken, and for one, I think it's something they need to tackle before they try to pack the court, which they've already started that process. Which,
Mhm.
so before we get too far into the gun laws, packing the court, right? Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
What they were saying makes sense. Their logic more or less makes sense. The way they're going about it is a power grab. Now, if they come to everybody and say, we think there should be 13 justices, right? But we'll let Biden put one in. The next president gets to nominate one. The following president gets to nominate one. And at each election, we will let the new incoming president place one judge until it is filled up to 13.
Mhm.
Like, there's that option. But that's not what they're doing. They're like, no, we need to rebalance the court and throw 4 liberal justices on right now so we can pass whatever we want. And that's the way they're going about it. So
I didn't even know that we were trying to get to 13 court justices out of the 9.
So
right? It's
Jerry
9.
Nadler, he wrote the bill and he's leading the charge. So even the great RGB, she said that would be the death of the Supreme Court.
Yeah, definitely. For one, like the vetting process, and two, like these people, Supreme Court is the highest court of our land. You know, like that.
No, it's not. The basketball court above the Supreme Court is the highest court in the land.
Fair.
There's a basketball court up there.
Yeah,
There
and
is.
it's literally called
Shut
the
up.
highest court in the land. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That is so funny. I didn't know about that. I'll be interested to read a little bit more. But going to the guns part, so this stemmed in New York, which already has
Mhm.
very restrictive gun laws as it is. And I think we even talked about it before, where you can't carry your gun from your house to another place because technically that's unlawful. It has to be like a gun range or something like that, right? Is that what their law was?
Yeah, so in certain areas, like, so you have to be registered, licensed to own the gun, and you can't carry gun and ammo together. So, like, if you're going to the gun range, you can carry your gun to the gun range, but you have to buy the ammo when you get there. So, I mean, wherever it comes down, we do have the Second Amendment that says it should not be infringed, right?
Mhm.
And there's a big argument that has been going around, right? And the best argument I've liked is that everyone says, well, when they wrote the amendment, they weren't talking about modern firearms. True. But when they wrote the Fourth Amendment and the First Amendment, they weren't talking about modern times either, right? So if we apply the First Amendment to speech and phone,
You can't pick and choose what it
yeah,
applies
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So, I mean, should everybody carry? No. But the second you start putting stipulations on a little bit, people are going to grab for power and you'll end up with what you have in New York right now. New York is very cramped. There's a lot of people. Things can go wrong very quickly.
Mhm.
But again, why should us here in Texas, who have a nice little open room and like our neighbors, have to do the same or have the same issue or have to deal with the same issues that New York is?
You're right.
to.
We shouldn't.
It's so hard to even get a license in New York. Like
Mhm.
it's extremely, extremely restrictive. And 2 men, I don't know their names, they are the ones that are taking part in the suit against New York because they've been denied their application. And they're basically like, why can't a citizen that's lawfully abiding carry a weapon? Like, and honestly, like, that's a great fucking question. Why not?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there's currently 19 states that have what they cut constitutional carry,
Mhm.
right? Texas is actually so currently we are licensed to carry, but we do have a bill going through our state government that would give constitutional carry, and it has passed the House. So it's on the docket for the Senate to hear. If our Texas Senate passes it, then legally, if you are not a felon, you can carry a firearm concealed.
Ooh,
Mhm.
that's new.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Okay.
So it's called constitutional carry. Well, now the Supreme Court has decided to hear this case, and if they rule that the state of New York is wrong, then that would legally make it constitutional carry. So in all 50 states, law abiding citizens can carry a firearm for defensive means without license registration of that you of that Mac. You would still have to register your firearms,
Mhm.
but you wouldn't have so like currently here in Texas, to give some perspective on the registration we have here, to get a license to carry, you have a shooting test you have to go through. You
Mhm.
have an 8-hour course. You have a
Mhm.
federal background check, which includes your fingerprints and other items. And then they go through all of that before they consider you to have a license, and then you can get it or not. So it's a long process to do it, which most people don't have an issue. Like if you want to carry, it's not a bad process, right? It's
Mhm.
not very hard. It does make sure some people have gun safety. Uh, you know, people can die very quickly when guns get involved. So
Yeah.
hey, but on the other end, if you allow people an inch, they'll take a mile. So
Mhm.
it's just
Well,
like stay strapped or get clapped. I don't know.
Get strapped or get clapped.
and I think
Oh.
that's where personal accountability comes in. Just because you can get it doesn't mean you should. I don't remember if this was a TikTok or on iFunny, but there was a veteran who had PTSD, and he was like, I can carry a gun. I'm not going to because it is not safe for me to have a gun in my home, or in my presence, and that is a personal choice. Which,
And
applaud
everybody
him
else,
for it.
hey, but that's self-awareness, you know what I mean? Like a
Hmm.
lot of people don't have self-awareness.
And a lot of people don't have common sense. So
Hey, that's
That's
me.
what so when we were talking about this subject at work, right? And because one of the guys, he's like, everybody should be carrying. I don't care who you are, woman, man. If you're over the age of 18, you should be carrying. And I was like, do you see that guy over there? He literally took a staple gun and went like this to see if there's staples in it before he used it. All right. He should not have a firearm.
And it's like, I know this isn't fully, the right thing, but to me, because I've always grown up with a gun in the home. So my version of gun safety is don't touch it. But I should at least know the basics and understand it. And I've had this conversation with Crazy, as if when we have kids and they grow up, I want him to make sure that they're educated in guns, that if
I
they're
mean, they don't really got a
comfortable,
choice.
if they're comfortable,
Yeah.
they know how to use it.
Mhm.
I don't want them to be in the same position I am, where if somebody comes at me with a gun, or I wouldn't be able to defend myself in any way.
But you
Yeah.
were also kind of, I guess, coming back to the stories you told, that it was kind of forced upon you, right? Like when you say you'd be there with your dad at the lake and he's like, here, shoot it, shoot it. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
that
It's kind of like
was
you got to nurture the curiosity and make sure they're trained
Shoot it,
properly.
Scarlet.
Not,
Shoot it.
yeah, pretty much.
no. So the story that he's referring to. So growing up, my dad every spring, summer, whatever, he would go out for hunting season and come back. I guess that's fall. He would take a hunting trip. But other than that, the guns stayed in the safe. They stayed in their cases under the bed. Like I wasn't really taught anything. And the story by the lakeside was I just went to visit my dad. It was like a year ago. And we're, all hanging out by the lake. We're relaxing, having a good time. We're visiting. And he's like, I'm going to shoot a turtle. And goes and gets, his pistol out of the truck and starts shooting. And he's like, well, here, you should do it. And I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm at a point where I don't even want to hold a gun. I'm good with paintball guns. Like I can do those, no problem. But if it's a real gun, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to hold it. Don't get it near me. And he's like, do it, do it, do it. And I'm like, Dad, no. And I kept telling him no. And it just got to the point where I got very emotional. I almost started crying because I was not okay with it. He's like, you gotta be so sensitive about it. You could have just said no. It's like, bitch,
Like,
I
I
told you
did.
no.
It's like, and you wonder why, like, I don't want to, like, do this. Like, you're not making me want to do something like this. It's really interesting that you say that because I was watching The Fosters, which Puzzled has, like, watch it. Are you watching it? I like it so far.
It's pretty
But
good.
there's a part where one of the younger kids, he gets shot at and he gets hit in the leg. And then one of the moms, she was a police officer. She ended up getting shot. during like a situation. So he was having like some like PTSD from it. And the way that she approached him after, like, she took them to the gun range to like show like, this is how I got over my fear and get back into the saddle for me, a police officer carrying a firearm. But he like taking back her control, and he like was totally shook about shooting the gun and like how real it is. And she took the time to say like, shooting a gun is not something you take lightly. Like, you should go onto your job as a police officer with the intention not to use your gun unless you absolutely have to. But it's a tool to protect yourself, and they're not bad. You know, it's, you have to learn about it and you have to be comfortable with it, which I thought was an amazing lesson, by the way, in this very like left-leaning show, like being really pro-gun. And I thought it was really great to see in TV.
That show breaks all the boundaries, honestly.
I've always been a firm believer. I think women should definitely at least have gun training, right?
Yeah.
Because a woman is more likely to need a gun in a dire situation than a man, right?
Yeah.
Be sexist, but like, if guys go at it, they can pretty much box it out and work it out. But if a guy comes after a girl, it's her life. You know what I mean? It's like a life or death situation most of the time.
Yeah.
To share something that happened to me, I got robbed at like knife point, basically, outside a grocery store, and I pepper sprayed his ass. Believe you that? If I had not had that form of defense, though, who knows what could have happened? Like, who knows what could have happened? It was in the middle of the fucking day. In the middle of the day.
What was this at?
And
what does this guy look like? HEB? What do you look like?
It was HEB off 281.
I'll be back.
Thousand Oaks. They never found him.
Good.
The poor cop that drove me home, like, I was totally fine. Drove me home, get into my apartment. The moment he's like, okay, are you cool? I just started bawling. And he's like, are you going to be okay if I leave you by yourself?
Are you going to be okay if I leave you by yourself? Poor guy. Poor you too.
But that being said, like, you know, I was so grateful to have that means of defense. Like, honestly, I should carry, you know, because things like that happen so randomly. Aim for the bubble sack.
But honestly, I mean, I think them passing a constitutional carry law would really help a lot of the violence stop, because the number one rule, the only person that's going to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun, right?
Yeah, I do believe that.
And people who are going to get a gun to do bad things, there's no stopping them. So the gun laws, the licensing, all this that they put in place are only roadblocks for law-abiding citizens who would use a gun to defend themselves, not to commit crimes. Now, it comes back to the other thing of, I mean, we own more guns as private citizens than most armies do around the world, right? But we also have, you know, I guess it always comes back to gun safety, and you gotta just always bring it to gun safety. You know, you got your safe gun. You don't hand a gun. You don't hand a loaded gun. You know, like I tell Puzzled, as soon as that magazine comes out of that gun, because I don't keep our chambered round, right? So as soon as that magazine comes out, it's a hunk of metal. That's all it is. There's no difference in it and any other little piece of metal laying around, right? So what's the difference in me having that versus me having a big ass knife on me, right?
It's true.
And I think it'll be good, because while we do see a lot of gun violence, you know, here in America, we're not the number one in gun violence. The number ones are going to be the couple of countries in South America where they have full gun bans. And so it's like, as long as we make sure our people are educated, we will continue to not be number one.
I would love to see something like that, like something like a gun safety, like a community organized, you know, kind of like learn about guns. Maybe if you don't want to handle it, that's fine, but just learn about them, because Ethan's right. Like, a lot of these people that are making the law, like, they have no idea what it's like to be a gun owner, and like the
Mm-hmm.
types of things that go into it. And this living in Texas too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I do have some opinions about guns in general, but I support your right to carry,
Exactly.
100%. And
Mhm.
that's what it comes down to.
I mean, there's been times where I've been in your house with a gun.
And that's okay that I didn't
That's
know
fine,
that.
yeah. I mean, I always got this bad boy at my desk.
But, yeah, I think that's the issue we're at. That we've moved past the point of what, you'll hear people say common law
Mhm.
gun laws, right? Common sense gun laws. Well, we already moved past that because the people who think they have common sense and that they're trying to write the new laws, they can't even tell you what a gun, like the whole assault rifle. Nobody has assault rifles, right?
Yeah.
For one, if you're a gun owner, and the only reason you would ever have a fully automatic rifle is because you have a shit ton of money to spend on ammo, right? Ammo is a precious resource.
Yeah,
So
nowadays especially.
you're not going to go with a full auto gun and waste 30 rounds. Okay. So an AR comes with a standard 30 round clip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Semi-automatic, I could probably shoot it 5-10 seconds if I just go full out, pull the trigger nonstop, right? Full auto, a second.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna spend $100 in a second. Does that make sense to you?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Why would I have full auto?
Because that's fuck you money.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly what
Unless
that
you-
is.
Unless you have fuck you money, in that you could just spend $100 and not blink an eye. Most people
It
don't
just-
have that.
It just
Mhm.
reminds me of that meme of the Pawn Star people where they're arguing back and forth, and the guy's, he's upset over the mass shooting, but he's also upset that where did they get the ammo because he can't find any. Terrible joke,
That's-
but
Yeah.
it helps.
Oh, and everybody just hold off on buying ammo. Remington's firing back up one of their big plants, so they should be caught up in a couple months.
Wait. Remy Tim is a company name?
Remington.
Remington. Okay. I heard Remington.
Remington Firearms.
Yeah, I got you.
So they had a big plant here and they shut it down and moved overseas. Well, Americans are buying so much ammo currently, they just decided to reopen the plant here and keep the one overseas. So they're just pumping out as much ammo as possible. Because ammo manufacturers, so going too deep into it, but ammo manufacturers do cycles, right? So they have one machine that does multiple calibers. They just change out the dies. So they'll run a run of like 10,000 rounds, change out, do 10,000 of this, change out, do 10,000. So that's why you always see, like, when people are like 9mm in stock. Well, that's because they just did a run of 9mm. Now they switched out and they're doing a run of 40. So it's
Kinda
just
like-
like bam, 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 bam.
Kind of like how beers will smaller breweries
Seasonal.
like the Spot
Yeah.
Soul brewery, the one that makes Shiner, they have to constantly rotate out what they're making because they have such a small brewery, they can only focus on one batch at a time.
Yeah, so they
I
do
got you.
Shiner Bock year round, but then they do their seasonals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay.
They'll produce enough beer to sell for the rest of the year, and then they'll start producing their seasonals.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that was a really great analogy. Thank you so much for framing it that way, because now I completely understand.
Yeah, Ryzen, here in the United States, our biggest thing is that the places with the strictest gun laws usually have the most gun violence.
Mm-hmm.
And so then the people there usually their leadership is democratic leadership. And so they think, well, if we make more laws, we can stop the gun violence. But we've already kind of passed, the bell curve. So, you got good gun laws here. Well, we're already past here. So it's just like adding more laws. You're not restricting criminals at all. You're only restricting people who would stop criminals.
It's
Mm,
kind of like putting it to roads. Like if you want to solve, and I've told Norma this before, Like the only way to truly solve traffic isn't to make the road wider, but to make more avenues for you to get to the places that you want to go.
Instead of everybody on the highway, have more side streets.
Mm-hmm.
And
Have
that's
more
Well, a lot of
why-
connecting
states don't
streets.
have, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
California's shit show. Like,
Fucking California.
I guess.
Yeah, that's it. With anything in life, the more you consolidate, the more difficult it is to handle.
Which is why we have
Big cities
more
are dying.
guests.
Get out of the cities. Run for your life.
I was gonna say this is why we have 4 people on the podcast and not 2.
But no, honestly, like we're able to spread things out and it does help out. I mean, imagine people trying to do imagine you trying to stream 100% by yourself, take care of a Discord by yourself, take care of YouTube by yourself. You know, social media.
Mhm.
It'd just
I-
be constant 100 at all times. And that's
Interview streamers, you know, DM a game, like
Read a book.
Well, you got like people like PewDiePie, like he says, like he takes one vacation every 5 years and he takes like a
Oh.
week.
Can we derail really quickly and talk about
Yeah.
Dave Dobrik?
Yeah, we can talk
Yeah.
about David Dobrik. Let me get a scene up for that.
Did you guys hear about this? Okay, so he's a YouTube personality. David
He's
Dobrik.
big.
He's a big name. And this guy, oh my god, he got in some hot water recently for allegedly communicating with younger girls, but it gets worse. He apparently during the whole pandemic, he told his vlogging team like, hey, we're gonna have to do big stunts, like this is gonna be our comeback into the YouTube after the pandemic. This idiot pulled like a crane into a lake and had a rope dangling from this crane and was spinning people around on this one rope.
At first, they were using it to wakeboard and do some other fun stunts, and then it just became the rope with the crane.
With a person.
With the
So one
yeah.
person gets on it, senses it's really dangerous, gets off of it, and then this other guy, one of his team, he
Jeff,
gets on it and
forgot his last name.
starts with a P.
Mhm.
This guy, he spins him around like on a rope. Like just think of like spinning like something in your hand. And this guy's pretty much almost like horizontal with the crane, like perpendicular basically. This guy stops the crane, and an object that's in motion will stay in motion until it becomes upon something with full force. This guy crashes into the crane at full fucking speed, falls, dangles from the air in the rope, lands in a foot of water head
oh no.
first.
Yeah, only
First.
his head was submerged, and he broke his fucking face. Like
He broke
all of
his
this
fucking
side.
face.
Yeah.
So
Oh, God.
just real quick for Ryzen, here you go, buddy.
Oh wow.
This is one I've actually
Yeah.
made myself. It even got some
That's
crust
so
on it.
nice.
That's nice. You made that yourself?
It's so nice.
Yeah. I was probably 16, 17 when I made this one.
Nice. I'm gonna need to learn. I need to learn
It
from
is
you.
really cool.
We need to have a guys' weekend. But no cranes. No cranes.
No cranes.
No cranes.
Yeah. So it's not they probably didn't have insurance. They probably didn't have stunt coordinators on there. It's no reason that this guy is like not in jail right now. I can't believe his friend didn't like fucking sue him into the ground. I mean, he was the idiot who agreed to do it, and he did the stunt too. It was his part as well.
He probably did sign a release just because, not even thinking about it, you know?
Mhm.
Not
Like, they
even- like,
probably
oh.
do stupid shit like that all the time, and they just sign a release. I'm like,
Oh
"Eh."
my god, and there's new information. Okay, so the dude, it was his best friend. The best friend's name is Jeff Wittick. He came out today and started saying that he is resenting David Dobrik, like on Twitter. And I think it's gonna be a big thing over the next couple of weeks. But I mean, after losing
Yeah, my best friend too.
yeah, but after losing sponsorship after sponsorship, we all thought David Dobrik was just trying to be quiet.
Well, but so the Jake Paul and Logan Paul thing, like, let's go back to that.
Mhm.
So when when your whole thing is bits and skits and like stupid shit, you can only go so high, right? There's
Mhm.
a ceiling because then you get to idiotic. And that's what happened to
Gas level
them.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like when you're filming a dead body in the woods, right? Like you're not a human being anymore, right? You're doing, you think you're
Mhm.
better. Well, people didn't learn from that.
Nah, they didn't.
Nope.
I mean, I think Mr. Beast did learn. Now that Ryzen says, like, whatever he does is some outrageous stunt, but it's always focused on helping somebody. Like that's the goal heading into it.
But there's
Mhm.
probably insurance, there's probably stunt coordinators, like safety practices. Like it's not probably completely safe, but there's practices put into place. So something
Like
like that
Jackass,
doesn't.
you know they had all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like Mythbusters, they had an entire team of lawyers telling them what they could and couldn't do before they even attempted any experiments.
You're exactly right. And speaking of Logan Paul, he's also in the news too for like his little shitty house that all these streamers have, and allegedly like making girls feel uncomfortable and all this other stuff. Like it's just not a good look.
I
Like it's
mean,
It isn't.
but also we need to teach our daughters moving forward in life, right? Beware of the internet, beware of guys. Guys do the like that was some of the like we knew it in our time, right? Like be careful who you give your number to. You're gonna get a dick pic, right? Text messages and photos just started, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like guys are disgusting animals. So approach them with caution. If you know it, you kind of know what type of guys these are.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to their house, be prepared to like fucking shank somebody if they cross you. You know what I mean? Like don't go in so I guess the best way to put it is a woman should go always be prepared to go into those type of situations knowing that she might have to defend herself.
Or it just doesn't have to be women. It could be any
Well,
like person in that matter.
I live myself. I always go face the fact that I might have to defend myself today, and I have that mentality, and I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Now we want women to be seen as equals nowadays, so
Mhm.
I definitely think that that's something that women need to start considering.
Mm-hmm.
I, I think too is like, you know, men should know when a woman says no, it's no. But at the
Hell
same
yeah!
time,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if somebody doesn't, yes, Ryzen,
Yes,
educate our
right.
sons, educate our sons. But I think, you know, it has to be, I don't know how many fucking stories I see on my true crime pages of like, oh, I was followed at Target and I was so scared. It's like, no, like the reason why we're targeted is because we're perceived as weak. And I think that women need to do a better job of like not trying to come off as a bitch or like too blah blah blah. It's like, why are you following me, bro? Like, why are you following
Make
me?
a
I've seen.
scene.
Make a scene.
Yeah.
Hell
Make
yeah!
a scene.
Hell yeah. Most
Because
people
there's
back off.
definitely a guy. Yeah, and if not if a woman starts making a huge scene about some dude, there's like a 99% chance that a group of guys around
Yes.
will say, "Hey,
Mhm.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
What's
Yep.
going on?"
Yeah.
100%.
Like I know Ethan and I will. Like if we see
Yeah.
something going on, be like, hey, what's your fucking problem?
And Alan will give them a strong talking to.
Yeah. Who the fuck you think you is?
Ethan will already have the gun in his face waiting.
Yeah,
waiting
pretty
for
much.
him to make a move.
Oh,
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
all right, Peach, you do your try to be peaceful. And
Yeah.
not-
I'm gonna have my knife at this guy's balls. Like, who the fuck you think
No,
you
no.
are?
I wouldn't have the gun out, but a round would be chambered. So there you go, gun safety.
Oh, I'd have my knife out. I'd have something out. I don't care if it's my pliers.
So-
like,
no,
I will pull your
so
dick off.
I would say, hold on, Alan.
Good old
you-
dick twist.
The issue with that mentality, though, is
Mhm.
as soon as you present a weapon, you are saying this is a life and death situation,
Fair.
right? So if you pull a knife on somebody, you have to expect that that person's going to come back at you defending their life.
It's fair. You're right. You're right. You're right.
So
A
that's
whole-
bad advice. Don't listen to Alan.
You're right. That is bad advice. What's up, Snickers?
here. Hello,
Oh, I miss Snickers. You're right. That was
Okay,
bad advice. But get him with the
so
good
real
old dick
quick,
twist.
uh, to lighten the mood a quick story.
Mhm.
So my niece, right? Because Snickerbass is here. My niece, my sister was telling me that my niece got in trouble, right, and was put in
Aw.
timeout. And when she gets put in timeout, my sister puts her in timeout and says, "You're here in timeout for 2 minutes. You can come out when the buzzer goes off, right?" And so later on, she sees my niece over there putting her stuffed animal in timeout, and she comes up and she goes, "Mommy, I need a timer for 3 minutes. The giraffe's in trouble."
3 minutes though.
God
3
damn.
3
minutes.
minutes.
Not 2, 3.
You show that giraffe what's what.
Ryzen, I got you.
Yeah, you just gotta have permission, Ryzen,
Yeah.
but it's all good. Yeah.
I thought I had
Spooky
it.
girl.
Go ahead.
Wait, is Spooky Girl Spooky Wife? I don't want to get.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
Ryzen, hang on. I'll fix that for you, bro. Go on.
That shit is definitely true. Like, if anything, I want women to start being more vocal. They don't have to be aggressive, but just more vocal about the situations.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
And that starts with, our generation, taking that step forward. Because I know for someone like me, I'm very non-conflict. So
Yes.
if I have daughters, I have to make sure that I set that example to let them know it is okay to do this. If you don't feel safe, speak out about it.
No, my daughters throw hands, man. Yeah.
Hey, I've
That's
told
why I
Edos
have-
he can defend himself after he's already talked to 2 people to get the whatever is going on to stop. After the second person's been notified and this kid keeps going,
That's
for
like
it.
verbal bullying though. Like pretty
Yeah.
much the message is like, don't start nothing, but sure as hell finish it.
My family motto.
So the one movie I forgot, the Chris Kyle movie, right? I know it
Chris
sounds
what movie?
weird. Chris Kyle. He was the big Texas sniper that
Yep.
passed
Yeah.
away.
Oh, okay.
So his dad looks like a hard ass, but his dad explains it the best, right? There are wolves and there are sheep, right? Wolves prey on sheep, but you have to be the sheepdog. He's
There
like,
you go.
you don't start the fight, but you damn well finish it.
Yeah.
I think that's just like total Texan mentality right there. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Definitely. Because I remember growing up, one of my cousins, and she got into a fight in high school, but she didn't have any repercussions at home because, she explained what happened. She didn't start it, but she finished it.
Some girl pulled me by my hair when I was a sophomore. I was like walking by her. She like yanked my ponytail. I straight up like grabbed her by her hair and flipped her over. And I didn't get in trouble. I was just like, listen, I was defending myself. It was a knee-jerk reaction, but she never fucked with me again. That's for sure.
After dealing, or just after seeing kids this weekend, I was just like, I think kids should probably be homeschooled up until like 8th grade. Like they can go to public school and high school, but yeah.
As a parent, I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
no.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. I guess from my school experience, like high school was different, but being where we are, I was always the minority, right?
Mhm.
So no one could ever pronounce my name, the teachers, the students, no one, right? So I was always picked on, ganged up on. Like, I don't know. It was like that. And talking to some of the younger cousins this weekend, it was like, you just get that vibe that, I don't know, like social media has made it worse. The school really doesn't help. They just punish both kids and say, fuck it. There's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Holy shit. She did fuck him up, Raisin.
Yeah.
I've been in 2 fights in school. One was in 5th grade. It was slapping. It was nothing. The other one, it was me and Catalyst, actually. And they ended up having to pull us apart. But we didn't get in trouble with the school. They just sat us down on opposite ends of the hallway, made us, kind of talk it out. It didn't really work. But so it wasn't, there's not as many repercussions for girls fighting, especially. The only other time I was presented with the fight, it didn't go that way. I had gotten off the school bus. I was reading a book. Some girl comes up. She starts yelling at me, confronting me about conversations. And I ended up turning around, started crying, went to the office, called my dad, and had him pick me up.
You grab that girl by the back of the neck and you throw her face into
the crane.
The only reason she didn't start a physical altercation was because she was already on probation and couldn't.
Honestly, okay, I believe in what my tattoo on my back says. You can't shake hands with a clenched fist. And honestly, I do believe that. I will try to talk it out. But believe me, if you lay hands on me, that's a whole other story. You made that decision for me.
I think a lot of people in our generation grew up without consequences, right?
Mm-hmm.
They never, and not just consequences aren't always bad, right?
Yeah.
But facing issues head on help you grow as a person, but they also help you gain compassion.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you punish, if kids get into a fight, right? Because one kid's getting bullied. If you stand up to that bully and then you get punished for standing up to them, how is that going to help you grow?
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, as someone who was picked on a lot when I was younger, I agree. Most people didn't grow up with any consequences, I was always in fucking trouble. But I agree. Anyway, what do we have going on this week?
Jerks.
To be determined.
Yeah, we're waiting on a guest, but if that goes through, maybe we'll do some gameplay.
Sweet.
Yeah, we might do some Mario Kart. We had somebody reach out in the Discord and ask for more Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Which, by the way, guys, we have a community survey that's in our events channel. Please take a moment to fill it out. Let us know what you love. Let us know what we could do better. The feedback so far has been great. Thank you guys for that. But we want to see what we could do better. So, please be thoughtful about your responses. That way we can make sure that we're the community for you.
I really hope that everyone can hear the music going on.
Oh, same here, Ryzen.
Oh, yeah.
I had my ass whooping was never that far away.
I had him up until 7:30.
Oh, jeez.
We had the paddle in the laundry room, the legit paddle.
I can
Really?
only say my mom would sit down and we would actually talk through the issue.
That's nice. That's what we do with Edos now. We'll just okay, we're gonna take 10 minutes to cool off, and then we're gonna come back and talk about this, and then we talk it out. But
and if you don't talk it out, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
No. Sometimes thinking about how I was raised too, about ass beatings. I'm man, I never want to do that to my kid. But then you see some 7-year-old with an iPhone that's talking all in slang and being a disrespectful little asshole, and you're your parents need to beat you.
I just think children shouldn't have technology until they're able to fully comprehend what it is.
CJ's asking for more guitar playing. Sorry.
I am going to link the events. I'm just sending an invite to the events.
CJ, one day we will convince Kiwi Head to join us for some Guitar Hero on stream. Since he's the only person I know that has the whole band.
Oh, Rock Band. Yeah.
Yeah, Rock Band.
Well, we can't actually play those, so whoops. Excuse me. As water. We can't actually play those games on stream, but if we all get instruments, we can play our own version. The rule is, if we're going to play music games on stream, you also have to perform your own version of the song.
Well, we'll just sing. Let's go. We're good.
We'll see.
That's oh. We'll
Put-
see.
Put Puzzles and Kiwi and everybody else on.
Fine, we'll do it in Discord, okay? They can't stop me.
There you go. That's better. That's better. We can do a community guitar
Open
band.
mic night.
Open mic night.
Yes, I would love an open mic night.
Open bar mic night. Let's go.
That's
Ooh,
actually a
during
great
Carnival.
idea.
Yeah. You heard it here
Rising
first,
can
guys.
throw up his comedy.
Well,
Yeah.
Puzzled and I were talking about it when we were messing around with the stage in Discord. I'm like, this would be perfect for open mic night. But I would want to have be able to unmute people. So that way it could be like, yay, snaps.
You just be like, nobody heckle anybody, okay? Just be respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ethan, nobody heckle anybody.
What? When was the last time I heckled anybody?
Me during a
You
D&D
heckle-
campaign all the fucking time. You really want to go there?
But I'm
During
so
a
good at it.
the other day.
What's up?
Speaking of D&D campaigns, mine will be this Saturday, and I am super excited because when we last left our adventuring party, they were in the middle of a fight with orcs, and an ogre had just showed up, y'all.
And then that was the biggest cliffhanger in the world.
An
Wait,
ogre,
do
you
we
say?
We have D&D tomorrow, don't we?
We do. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you like watching some D&D, we do
Yay!
stream it in our Discord around
Mhm.
7 o'clock on every other Tuesday. So yeah. Kiwi
I
Head
love-
is the DM. We play, and it's a good old time.
That's fun.
I left it off the
Love it.
calendar, and I can start adding that to our weekly message, like D&D game if you want to sit in and watch, in the message. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So anytime that there's pretty much anybody going on in the voice channels and Discord, y'all are more than welcome to come in.
Yeah.
Except for maybe certain events at book club or stuff like that. But
Chapter 2, yeah.
mhm.
Unless you've actually read the book, then yes, welcome in. We are excited to see about it.
I know Puzzled's doing Final Fantasy this Thursday with Catalyst. I will be continuing on with Little Nightmares.
Ooh,
And-
how you been liking it?
It was a lot of fun. It was not as I was scared the whole time, I'm not gonna lie. But it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. Who are we reading, guys?
I was actually wondering maybe we could raid C2. She's playing Elder Scrolls 5.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Hang on to your butt cheeks.
But cheeks held.
I'm just
No,
clenching mine. Is
Scary,
that
don't
good enough?
die. Might play bad Irish tin whistle. Ooh, Rise